Good afternoon. The Village of Lincoln Heights Committee of the Whole is now in session. Today's date is April 26, 2021. The time is now 6:39. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Present.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Present.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. No response, I'll come back. Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Present.
Councilman Durance Daniels. Councilman Durance Daniels. I see he's here, but I'll come back to him. Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
How many do you got?
I just saw her. Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell. I thought she was here earlier. Okay, no response. I'll call back on Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. No response. Councilman Durance Dan. I think he's coming in. Councilman Daniels.
Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties on my computer. I had to call it on my phone, but I'm here.
All right, thank you.
I'm trying to work on my computer, but I'm present. So.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell. No response. Mayor, we do have 5 who are present. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber, nor Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell responded. So we have 5 who are present. We do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. All righty. Okay, we're gonna go straight into the agenda. Is there any old business? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Looks like we're gonna have a light agenda this afternoon as well. Okay. If there's Miss Childs, do you have your hand up?
No,
Okay.
I'm actually looking for the agenda. No.
Okay.
Is it up?
No, I happen to have my cursor on your face and it had a little hand on there.
Oh, okay.
All right, no problem. Okay, next, then that will be for us new business. We're gonna go over.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry. I am here. I got kicked out the meeting somehow, so I missed the roll call. But I'm back.
Okay.
This is
All right,
Baber.
All right, let the record show that Miss Faber's in the meeting. Time is
Thank you.
42. You're welcome. All right. Okay, we're going to go into the new business of the resolution number 2021 R8. Resolution authorizing the village manager to apply for a community development block grant for free public Wi-Fi during the COVID-19 pandemic. Ms. Powdrill, did you want to elaborate? I know you had sent some information on that.
Other than the, I sent out a list of questions and statements to the potential providers of Wi-Fi service for us. They have until Friday to get that back to me. And I will use that information to, one, help vet who to select with the team that we have, the Wi-Fi team, as well as use it to help us with our response to Hamilton County. And just like it says, I'll be requesting 150, the maximum, which is $150,000 for the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Does anyone have questions for me?
Yes, Vice Mayor.
Is this part of the funding for the Wi-Fi that's coming down from, I don't know if it's federal money or state money? I've been hearing a lot about Wi-Fi, that it being another stimulus, for lack of better terms, for Wi-Fi. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I know I've been seeing this in the news.
May I respond, Madam Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Chair. These particular funds are funds left over from the 2020 CARES Act funds. So it's about $600,000 that is still available, that they're making available to communities for either improving what they already have Wi-Fi or new Wi-Fi. But there is potential, yes, that's what I'm hearing, what you're hearing, that some additional dollars will be coming in the American Rescue Act plan that's coming under the Biden administration.
If they pass it.
Well, I think that one is already passed. I think that one has passed. It's just the funding has not come through yet.
Yeah.
And they're expecting that to come through in May.
You're right. I was thinking about them adding the broadband into the 2 point some trillion dollars that they got out there that need to be voted on.
Yes,
So if that happens, then it will also help us.
yes, yes, indeed. Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, does that help you? Okay, thank you.
Is there any more questions for Ms. Powdrill regarding the resolution? Okay, all right, okay. If there's no other questions, then we'll go straight into miscellaneous business. I wanted to just go over a proposal, which I'm going to be sending that out to council. I had actually given Ms. Powdrill a copy of it Friday, and I apologize for not getting that forwarded to council, but we will get that to you all. So I met with the Cincinnati Baptist Ministers Association, I'm gonna say Friday, earlier this last week. I wasn't aware of what they actually wanted to propose to the village. Basically, I was contacted. They wanted to talk about how the Baptist Ministers Association could reach out and assist the village of Lincoln Heights. So when I did meet with them, they gave me a proposal for the acquisition of the vacant property located at 14 Lindy Avenue, which is the old YMCA. I did tell the ministers that we had just voted on a moratorium that no properties would be sold or decisions will be made until the assessment would be done, which Ms. Powdrill had implemented that we voted on. So basically, it's a 3-page acquisition where they're wanting to purchase the school. I think they were wanting us to give the school to them, and they were wanting to open it up as some type of business that our residents could take advantage of. They talked about a fish house. So what I did ask them, I said, well, I'm only one vote, and you would have to come before council or placed into a committee that would, depending on the committee, it's up to them to do a recommendation for council to hear. So they have been invited to come and speak before council next month. And at that time, we will make a decision whether or not it wants to be placed into a committee or not. I did let them know that we do get a lot of individuals that are wanting to brainstorm and bring ideas for the village. So I am just one vote, and that is up to council as a whole, whether or not we're interested, along with our village manager. I did direct them as well to talk to Ms. Powdrill in the meantime. So it was a proposal. That's what it basically says, submitted by Bishop Stephen A. Scott, president of the Cincinnati Baptist Ministers. So to the Lincoln Heights Community Council. So I'll make sure you guys get a copy of this. Ms. Randolph wasn't in the office today, but I will make sure that you get this on. You'll get this in the morning. I'll leave this at I actually had it in my office, and I took it home to read over it some more. So just wanted to find out if you had any questions, but they've been invited to come next month. Yes, Vice Mayor.
Do you have that date yet, Mayor?
I'm sorry, but the date.
Do you have the date that they'll be here? Because I'd like to be here, but I am going to be out one council meeting next month.
Okay, I tell you what, we'll make it when you're here. So whichever whichever Monday that you're gonna be here, I would rather do it when you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, so once you let us know, then that's when we'll let them know what date, because I told them I was not clear on the date yet, but it would not be till May. Yes, ma'am, Miss Charles Jeter.
I think Ms. Key had her, Councilwoman Key had her hand up first.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Key.
No, that's okay. I was willing to wait for Ms. Charles Jeters as well. But I just had a question to the mayor, and perhaps, maybe we just didn't talk about it in our last meeting where we voted on the moratorium. Is there a reason why we're bringing them to offer a proposal for the land, other than they just gave us the information and you want them to share with us what they shared with you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's basically, it's for FYI. Anytime that someone brings something to me, I want to share that with council. I'm not an I person, and I truly believe that we are a team, and that is very important, especially with the assessment of the lands, and you as the economic chair. I did let them know that you were the chairperson and that they could come, but it definitely would have to go into committee.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that.
You're so welcome. Okay, Ms.
Okay.
Child, yes, ma'am.
Yes, I was just curious why they're interested in a building that they don't know what's on the inside of that building.
Yeah, and so we had
They haven't had a look. Maybe we need to put that on the internet so they understand why they may need to reconsider thinking about it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm talking about our property, but you need to go inside to see what's going on.
Yeah, and that was one of the concerns I had. I told them that we had already did the assessment and, all the formality that we have dealt with this building in the last 6 years, because they wasn't aware that it was a focus point for us, but I did let them know about the assessment of all of the Village of Lincoln Heights properties, and that they would have to come and talk to council as a whole, not, no backdoor, just wanted to make sure that council as a whole knows what type of individuals that are continuing to approach the village. So I told them, hey, I never say no when people want to come to approach, to tell us what they want to do. But I do try to make a decision that what's best. And I did let them know I'm only one vote. You can come and talk, but definitely has to go into committee, because you're going to have to give us more than just the pages. We ask for financials and things like that. And it may not be an interest of the village at this particular time. And I did share that with them. Yes, ma'am, Vice Mayor.
Do we want to take it to the council meeting, or do we want to take it to the Economic Development Committee meeting?
Well, I wanted
council
everybody.
meeting, the time is limited on what they can speak on. I don't know.
Basically, because they wanted to make sure all of council was aware of the idea, and they wasn't sure if everyone would be there. So it's whatever, Ms. Key, if you want to, it's up to you. If you want to bring in an economic development, that way the vice mayor is there, or whomever. I just wanted to make sure everybody was there to attend.
Madam Mayor, I'm okay with the plan that you put in place. Vice, if you're okay with that, I know she wanted to make sure that she's there for the meeting, and maybe depending on the date, if we have to rearrange it, I'm happy to host them and then invite all of council there.
Okay.
To listen. So whatever works the best for everyone to have the opportunity, I'm okay with.
Okay. I will reach out with them and see. I just didn't want to throw someone on your agenda without talking to you. And since it was just a few days ago when they presented it to me, it didn't give me enough time to get with you over the weekend. So, okay, sounds good. All right. If there's nothing further, any more questions about it, we can, is there any other miscellaneous business? No. Crickets. Okay.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
And I hesitate to talk about it just because this meeting just literally just happened. But we'll be inviting a gentleman to our economic development meeting in June to talk about a project called Complete Streets. And hold on, I gotta look at my notes. Vision Zero. So it's a model that helps communities when they're looking at development, looking at their street structures to help with crash fatalities, injuries, so forth and so on. And I know this is something that we had considered some times past and on We Thrive. And so since we're doing a lot of development planning, I think it would behoove the committee to hear from this gentleman first before we bring it to council. So I've invited him to come to committee on our January meeting, which I don't have it in front of me, but June meeting. I'm sorry. Thank you. June meeting. But I will invite all of council is welcome to come to that meeting as well, just to hear his information. It was really good, and I really like the opportunity to go back and look at how we can repurpose our streets, making them more friendly for pedestrians, bike riders, walkers, traffic, all those things. So it's really a neat program. So I'll be letting everyone know his information. He's going to send me some more information so we can do some review first before we meet, just in case we have any questions. So I'll be sending that out as soon as he sends it, and then we'll be scheduling him to meet in June.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Ms. Powder, did you have any miscellaneous business you wanted to add in?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. I guess I'm asking this question as a question of process. I think I missed a step, but you guys can tell me. I did a preliminary pre-application for Hamilton County CDBG, and I think I talked about this in the last meeting, for a mini grant of $8,500, and the full application needs to be submitted on Friday. I'm not sure if I needed a resolution before, but I'm wondering if we receive the funding at that time, can I do a resolution? So I may be doing it backwards. So that's a question of order.
Okay. Mr. Desai.
Yeah, ideally we would do a resolution. If the deadline is Friday, what we can do is we can do a motion under miscellaneous business in the regular agenda for the regular meeting, authorizing the manager's office to apply for the CDBG grant. If you could maybe just send an email to the vice mayor so she could make that motion at miscellaneous business. And then once we get approval on that, you'd be set to go ahead and apply for it on Friday. And then, of course, if we are successful, it's the normal process. If we need to establish a new fund, then we'll need to have a resolution establishing that fund. Then we'll need a resolution accepting the grant money into the fund. And then we'll need a resolution appropriating the money from the fund for expenditure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Mayor.
you, Ms. Desai. You're welcome. Yes, Vice Mayor.
So I heard Deepak say he's gonna let me know what that motion exactly should read.
I think Ms. Powder is going to let you know.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. And that will be in miscellaneous business on the regular council meeting number 13. That will be there. All right. Any other miscellaneous business? Okay. All right. If there's nothing further, is there a motion for adjournment for the committee of the whole?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. See you all at 7:30. I'm not gonna log out because I'm having technical difficulties. I'll just block my screen. See you shortly.
Okay.
Don't forget to mute yourself.
Yes. Is everybody here? Okay, Pavel, looks like everybody's here. I don't see Miss Baber though. I don't see her phone yet.
You guys are all set.
Okay, I think we have enough to get started. Yes, sir. The Village of Lincoln Heights regular council meeting is now in session. The day's date is Monday, April 26th. The time is 7:30. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Present.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Present.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. And I'll call her name later. Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Present.
Excuse me. Councilman Durance Daniels.
Present.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell. Okay, no response. Councilwoman Phyllis excuse me, Phyllis Baber. No response. Mayor, we do have 5 who are present and 2 who have not responded. We do have a quorum.
You're on mute, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Key, could you give us a prayer, please?
Sure. Before that, Madam Mayor, do we want to make a motion to excuse Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that. I had that on my mind before, but I was thinking about her because she was in an accident, but she's doing okay.
Okay. So I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to excuse Ms. Mitchell.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
I just got it here, so I don't even know what we're voting on.
We're
I
voting
heard
to,
something about excusing.
yeah, we're excusing Ms.
Excusing
Mitchell from
someone.
the meeting. It's a
Okay,
motion.
yes.
Okay.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes, Mayor. The motion does pass.
Thank you. All right.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll do first.
Yes.
Thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for one more opportunity to be before your people, to do the business of the village. We ask that you be with us, that we be able to make wise and sound decisions as it impacts the people. We ask you to remember Council Member Mitchell as she is recuperating today, and all of those who may be at home, convalescent, or in the hospital who are not feeling well. We ask you to be with our residents. We ask you to be with every member of this council. It's in your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Righty. Motion notice for acceptance of the agenda.
So moved.
So move. Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
I had a nay.
Get a nay?
Yeah, I didn't have the agenda right in front of me. I was switching from my email And I wanted to make a motion that we amend the agenda to move miscellaneous on top of executive session.
Okay. Motion amend, okay.
I second that.
Okay,
So just procedurally,
You would,
we had a motion on the floor to accept the agenda. Then we had a second, and then we had a roll call vote that approved the agenda where it was, correct?
yes.
Okay. And now the vice mayor is making a motion to amend the agenda to switch the last two items.
You want me to
Yes.
pull it back?
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I understood where we're at procedurally. So, okay. And so we've got the motion. I think Ms. Childs Jeter seconded it.
Mhm.
Okay, so we can go ahead and do a roll call.
Okay,
All
all
thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. Roll call, Ms. Randolph?
Okay, Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Yes.
Sorry. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
yes.
Councilman Durant Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Yes.
Mayor, we do have 6 who have said aye. The motion does pass.
Right, thank you. Okay, all right. Motion order for filing of the Journal Committee of the Whole meeting minutes from April 12th, 2021, and regular council meeting minutes of April 12th.
Moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. Announcements. Councilman Daniels, any announcement for you?
No announcements at this time.
Okay. All righty. Ms. Baber, any announcement for you?
Not at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Ms. Childs Jeter, any announcement for you?
Well, I have a statement, and that is that yesterday I went against my own rules, and then I was harassed by Councilwoman Mitchell because she caught me. And I want full disclosure that I was outside yesterday, in case folks want to know if I'm still sick. I was outside yesterday, and the witness that is Miss Powdrill dancing. I had a wonderful time at Alicia Reese's birthday party. Yeah, so that's all that I want to disclose.
I thought about that, Ms. Childs Jeter, when they showed her party on the news. I had a feeling you were there.
Councilmember Durant Daniels and Ms. Powdrill was there to witness it. So I had to come, I had to come clean. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Any other that was your statement. Is there an announcement for you?
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Councilman Daniels.
I would just like to second the notion that Miss Linda Child Jeter can dance and she still can't get down. So yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, well, okay, you second that one. Okay, all right, so Ms. Childs, did you want anything else you wanted to say? Announce anything?
No, that was it, only because Ms. Mitchell did catch me doing it, and I know she's probably gonna tell somebody later, so I just wanted to put it out there first. Fun was had by everyone.
Okay. All right, okay. Councilwoman Key, is there any announcement for you? You're on mute.
Madam Mayor, I would just like to second the notion that Miss Linda Child Jeter can dance and she still can't get down. So yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Councilwoman Key, is there any announcement for you? You're on mute. You're on mute. Okay. Councilwoman Key, is there any announcement for you?
Thank you. I ain't want to be laughing too hard for Miss Linda Childs Peters, but my only, I want to see those grooves. My only announcement is that our next economic development meeting is Monday, May 3rd at 6:30.
All right. Okay. Miss I think, did Miss Baber say whether or not she had an announcement?
She said none.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, all righty. Vice Mayor, any announcement for you? None,
I have
okay.
no announcements.
Okay, I don't have any announcements at all at this time as well. Okay, all right. Ms. Cowdrey, do you have any announcement? Or will it be when you do your communication?
Can't think of any right now, but it may be some that will come out when I do my report, my monthly.
Okay. All right. Okay, I don't think, all righty. Okay. I didn't see anything. Ms. Randolph, did we get anything from hearing from the residents? I didn't see anything.
No, Your Honor. Sorry.
Okay. All righty. Okay. All right. Communications to council for the clerk of council, Lisa Randolph.
Mayor, I don't have anything at this time.
You okay?
Yes.
Okay. I did want to mention something about last one regarding the planning commission. I guess she had to take out. I was going to ask about the planning commission. I do know that they were rescheduling their meeting. I just wanted to find out.
I'm sorry. I had to drink some water because my throat was had a frog in it. But there is a meeting scheduled for this Wednesday, the 28th, April 28th at 6:30. And I almost sure I sent everybody a link, and I did put the information out. I'm sorry, my voice.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Randolph. Okay. Well, I have some great news. It comes to the mayor's court bank reconciliation. And when I saw it, I had to look at it again because I haven't seen these type of numbers for quite some time, not at a month report. So the communication I have is for the Lincoln Heights Mayor's Court monthly report for the month of March 2021. Attaches a copy of the March 21 monthly distribution journal and is a summary of the total amounts of funds to be dispersed. Total to the state was $1,081.85. Total area fines to external agencies was $0. Total to other entities, including restitution, $37.50. Total bonds forfeited to the village, $0. Total to the village, including miscellaneous receipts, adjustments, and BA fees, $7,338.26. Total to be dispersed, $8,457.61. And that is the monthly report before you. Any questions?
Way to go.
I know. I thought I was seeing things. We haven't seen those type of numbers in Mayor's Court for over a year for 1 month of, I asked her, which we have our Miss Vicky Bowers, if the numbers was correct, and they were very excited. We are seeing a increase in Mayor's Court where actually individuals are paying their fees. So we're glad to that. So great job, Ms. Bowers. And I want to thank also Ms. Rita Watson with the training of our clerk of court. Okay. All right. If there's nothing further, is there a motion to accept the court report?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any nays? Ayes have it. Okay. All right. Next will be communication from Village Manager Joyce Powdrill.
Thank you, Mayor. You all received your reports via email today. I apologize for the late or tardiness in you getting your report. The update on Memorial Field, the appraiser, we should have the final appraisal soon. The big thing to note is that within a month, we will have our second interview with the Cincinnati Reds Fund. So I'm excited about that and preparing for that interview with Tom Carroll. That is all moving forward. You may have gotten a call, some of you may have gotten a call from Crystal seeking pictures, because we like to include some really authentic pictures from residents of the village. And we will also try to put a lot of pictures of children from the village in the PowerPoint as well. So we want to make it as authentic as possible. The newest update on the Hamilton County Development and Planning. As I asked for the approval to push forward a mini grant of $8,500 with the Department of Community and Development Planning. That is a grant for a 5-year street plan and a 20-year infrastructure maintenance plan. So it's an update to the plan that you all had in 2014. This plan will assist me as I try to seek funding for street improvements. There's a funding available with the transit funding from issue 7. So I like to pursue funding opportunities there to kind of really push forward the improvements. We can use funding from OPWC as a match in this particular case. So you can also use it for like the bus stops, shelters for bus stops. And there are a couple places I've looked at in the village where I think we could really use some nice bus stops. You could also use them for curbs. And I particularly like to see if we cannot get ODOT to fix Shepherd and Mangum, I like to see if we could get an opportunity to use funding to fix the turn at Mangum and Shepherd, because the bus is just riding over the curb and it's just going to continue to be a problem. So let's see if we can fix it and not ignore the white elephant. So I like to do that. We do have our forester, Derek. I was hoping Derek could get online and just say a few things about the work that he's been doing for the past, I think this is going into his 3rd week. I think he's still excited about being a part of the village and about the opportunity to move the village forward. So he's been doing an outstanding job. On the land use study that is underway now. Some of you may have been interviewed for land use study. We will be officially kicking it off in May. I think the tentative date is May 5th. We have a nice, diverse group of people assisting us with that. So I'm excited about the outcome and working with that group of people to redo the land use study, as well as give us some additional marketing information that will be useful as we look to develop our village. The Bill Street, we had the opportunity to have the sheriff serve a temporary restraining order at that site so that we can get some environmental testing done. We should have that report back shortly and hopefully be able to move forward with the final demo of that piece of property. Last month, in my report, I think I mentioned to you, and I don't think my report was I know my report was not correct, but in 2022, and I think I mentioned this, so I'll mention it again. In 2022, we did not get any funding from community CBDG, Community Development Planning, but we do have funding for 2021, which is allocated to Memorial Park, and 2023 for street reconstruction. Next, we'll talk about community Wi-Fi. The CDBG CARES funding for Wi-Fi will be released on May 4th, and it will be due May 21st. There's been an allocation of $650,000 that we can apply for. It's for communities who want new Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi or hotspots. We are pursuing a public Wi-Fi that can be new or existing Wi-Fi in communities. Some communities may choose to use it to place hotspots in libraries or other public places in the village. We like to use this to start out, or I'm phrasing it as phase one as we move to bring public Wi-Fi throughout the village. In order to ensure that we are getting what we are asking for, I sent a list of questions and statements to several vendors. And I asked them if they are not planning to respond to my questions to let me know. All three of them, I have not heard back from any of them. So I'm excited to, or believe that we should get a response from all three of them on Friday. And again, we will be asking for the maximum of $150,000. I don't have much in safety. You all received my report for the Department of Public Works, repositioning the service department to a Department of Public Works. That would be hiring a director of public works. I'd like to, for a few minutes, just open this up to people. If you have any additional questions or concerns or input in that transition, I'd like to hear from you now if I can. If that is in order, Mayor, may I?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions, concerns, or insights they'd like to add to what I sent out?
Madam Mayor.
Yes, Ms. Key.
Thank you. Just on the public works side, if we are looking at transitioning to a public works department, what's different, or what do you perceive as different than that of what we consider our service department?
I'll speak about it in two ways. It's competencies and capabilities for one, and two, where we see the village going in the future. I just don't believe, when I did the analysis and I looked at what we were paying the existing workers and what a typical public works department would look like, there is a big difference. And in my mind, there's the difference in dollar amount and pay is skilled and unskilled labor. And I think that we had unskilled labor running the whole village of Lincoln Heights. And I think, it's my opinion, that we need to raise it up a notch. It is important, as when I speak to Cincinnati Reds about the Cincinnati Reds funds, I think it's important to them. And they identified this as well, as they were always concerned about the sustainability. If they had come into the community and they invested all of this money into the village and we don't have a sustainability plan, I think hiring a director of public works who can lead us and lead the team in doing everything that we need done in the village in a responsible way, I think it is to our advantage for the long-term sustainability of the appearance of the village, the maintenance of the village, and the upkeep of the village.
Yes, Ms. Childs-Jeter. You're muted.
In addition to that, Ms. Powell, I believe you are using the language that other communities are using. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That is correct.
Okay, so sometimes there's just a need for change. And if we want to be on the same page with other communities and speaking to them in their language as well as ours, then the changes have to take place. Okay, then on the other hand, that's just my opinion. On the other hand, I do have a problem. And I may be wrong with this, but I'm going to express my issue there. The idea of the bus stops with the covered seating places there was brought up some time ago, I believe by Councilman Daniels. And at that time, I felt that it was a safety issue because I have seen what had happened before in those things. You know, so I have a concern about that. There were some issues then. May not happen in today's environment, but it was serious then.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't consider that, so I do appreciate you giving that feedback.
You didn't know anything about it because it was when the old health center building was up the street from where I live. And some things happened. And I know we want, again, to have some things that other communities have. My concern is just the safety piece of that. And it may not happen, but it happened then and it happened more than once.
Yeah.
So that is my concern about safety.
Yeah. And so if we move forward with that, I'd like to continue to engage you so that if there's a design that addresses that concern, if we move forward, we can incorporate that in design.
A design would be the bench that's out there now because nothing can really happen on that bench. And it was a nice bus stop, really. And they had them in more than one place around through the neighborhood, you know. But as the mayor always say, I'm only one vote. I'm only one vote, and my vote may be, unless someone can convince me different, it would be a no. And that's because I saw what happened right across the street from me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So with Ms. Powell, with that being said, I would be interested in finding out, like, as far as, let's say, Woodlawn, they recently installed some new bus stops, I would say within the last 2 to 3 years. I would be interested to see if they have had any particular crime around their bus stop areas, and as well as other municipalities as well. And I think we could get that information and share that with the safety chair, or with council members as well.
Yeah, Mayor.
Ma'am.
My vote is still a no. You can share it, but because I know what happened there, then I do have a problem with that, and I'm only being transparent with that. Mm-hmm. If the things had not happened at that particular time, then my mind would be different, because I do like the idea of them being there, and I can't compare with Woodlawn, Reading, or none of them. I only can compare with what happened in this neighborhood.
Right. Ms. Chalshiter, how long ago was that been?
That's been quite a while ago. It's been a while, you know, and things could have changed.
Over 10, 15 years ago?
Maybe 10. It doesn't matter about the time, sweetie. I'm sorry. Doesn't matter about that time.
I'm just asking a question, Ms. Chalshiter, because Ms. Powell doesn't know how long it's been. That's why. And some council members.
Wow, that's when the center was up on top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the center was up on top of the hill, and it was one of their employees.
Oh,
Okay, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. That's just my feeling on that. I'm only one vote, but that vote would definitely be enough.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have it? Was somebody else saying something? Okay.
Yeah, I got a question.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me respond to, I need to find out who you are just because our clerk of council is taking the minutes. And who is speaking?
This is Derek Williams. I'm the new code enforcer or code compliant officer.
Okay. All right. Hello. How are you?
Hey, how are you all doing?
Okay, I'm fine. Well, hold on.
No, that's
If
good.
there's no any questions for Ms. Powdrill, then we'll open the floor up for you, Mr. Williams.
Okay.
All right. The floor is yours.
All right. Yeah. With respect to that, the bus shelter, is that what I think that's what the discussion was that we just left there.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how many years ago that was, but a lot of times, in my experience, I don't know how many we're thinking, but in my past experience, we just strategically place one and use it as a prototype and see what happens, what kind of response we get from the village with respect to that one. And that will help us to see if we need to move forward with installation of additional bus stop shelters, or we can remove that one. That's in my past experience, that's what we did. We just go with a prototype. Pick a location. Doesn't have to be the location that is it Miss Jeters? Is that? I guess that was the person. It doesn't have to be in the same location. It can be in a different location. But strategically, we'll pick out a location, just install one, and that'll tell us whether or not we need to move forward with additional ones.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Williams or anything? All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
For that input. We really appreciate it. Well, she wanted to introduce you. So we were excited to hear from you, and would like to hear from you as far as to let the residents know that you are our newest code enforcer. And we wanted to hear. Okay. Did you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I apologize for being late. I don't think I tapped in until about 8:12, 8:13 or so. But I'm the new, some go by the title code enforcer, code compliance officer for the village of Lockland. I started April the 5th, which was the first Monday this month. And I'm excited about joining the team with the village of Lockland. My goal is to meet each one of these residents, especially those that are facing some challenges with their property and keeping it up and in order, and seeing what we can do to correct it. Here in the near future, we do have door hangers that'll be going on everybody's property, from residences to churches to businesses, that will pretty much say what I'm saying here this evening, to introduce me to the village. Not interested in making any enemies. At the same time, not trying to become a friend to whereby you don't want to comply. I just want them to understand that the village of Lockland, we don't, as I said before, we don't fine. I want the residents to know that they do. And so I'm excited to move forward. We already have some things in place with respect to the lawn care. We are well aware of the grass. So we're moving on that. We're also moving on some board up of some existing properties. And so I'm excited. I'm glad to be a part of Village of Lincoln Heights.
All right.
So I appreciate it, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Any questions or for Mr. Williams? We want to thank you and welcome you to the Village of Lincoln Heights, and we know that you'll be doing great things with Ms. Powdrill and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for coming, and looking forward to seeing you in the near future.
I'm glad. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to apologize for Derek's mishap of mistaking Lachlan from Lincoln Heights. That's just to show you he has his hand in a lot of communities and he appreciates community. So he has his hand in Lachlan, where he has a church in Lachlan. He has a residence in Mount Auburn. He has a residence in Bond Hill. So he's a fan of community. So I'm sure that was a honest mistake on his behalf. And I am excited about the work that he is going to be doing in the village. And I'm excited about the future plan that he will bring forth to the village to share how they plan to implement and improve the code enforcement in the village. So I'd like to move on. If it's okay with everybody, if there are any additional questions, I'll move on to talk about Major Jackie Reed and Mary Carol Melton, who came out to visit me, and they had an exciting opportunity for the 75 Diamond Jubilee. They will be attending the Vice Mayor's committee meeting, and they'd like to bring the Harlem Legends for the 75th Diamond Jubilee, and it is at no cost to the village or the budget that the Diamond Jubilee has. I continue to highlight the Woodlawn Fire Department. I need to go back, and I will send out an email to address this. I believe that the 5% annual increase is written into the contract. That contract was executed right before I got here to the Village of Lincoln Heights. So I would just want to confirm that on behalf of the village. So I will send out an email verifying that for you.
Okay, ma'am.
And village infrastructure. I also didn't mention, like, how do we move forward for the next 30 to 60 days as we find the new director of public works. The village of Silverton has been amazing in coming over and making the municipal building and Serenity Park look great, and any other things, minor things that we might need done around the village. So I can't thank them enough for doing that. What we have decided to do in the interim is that we'll get contractors to cut grass, because as you all know, we have over 100-something lots. It's just a temporary thing while we get through this phase of finding the right director of public works. And then we will monitor the potholes in the village as well, and having a contractor seal those as well. We talked about the round one of the transit infrastructure fund. That's through sorter, so I don't have to kind of recap that, but I am working with CT consultants, identifying what streets would be the appropriate streets for us to pursue additional funding through the Transit Issue 7, the Transit Infrastructure Fund Program. Under finance, the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 will allocate additional funds for the municipalities. I am expecting that funding to come in May. I don't have a definitive timeline, but it's out there that should be 2 states and municipalities within 60 days of signing the American Rescue Plan Act. So I'll keep you updated on that and what the uses can be used for. We still I have not received any definitive language on what we can use the funding for. And the final update I have is that Councilwoman Baber and Laura Roth took a tour of the village to find strategic places for putting flower pots in the village, around the village. We are waiting for the proposal from Laura Roth, and that will give us the pricing on that particular project. And once we have that, we will move to have those flower plots around the village, and our new Public Works Department will be responsible for taking care of that. Representatives from Moody Nolan will be doing a scan of the building on Thursday. We've talked about the language, using the main language of how we can reimagine the municipal building. I know there's a chart there. I talked to you about some of the challenges of the way the building is structured. The Public Works Department, they don't have a break room or a place to break. We have a kitchen bathroom for lunch where we have lunch. We lack a lot of storage space. And so we're just kind of looking at what we can do to reimagine it, and if we can get support or like-kind services to help us reimagine the municipal building for future benefit, that would be great. And that's pretty much all I have from a report. Does anybody have questions for me?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have a timeline for when you think you might have the Public Works Department up and going?
I wanted to wait to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I wanted to have the input from council if you had any concerns or challenges. So my next step is to place that job out on Indeed and any other sites that I think would be a good place to put that, and posting it out there.
Mayor, if I could just interrupt for a minute, and it's in relation to the Vice Mayor's question. So if the Public Works Department is a new department with new positions, council will need to pass a resolution establishing that. So Ms. Powdrell, should I go ahead and get something prepared for the first meeting in May?
That will be fine. Thank you, Mr. Desai.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I think Ms. Key has her hand up.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. And I may not have read this in one of your other reports, Madam Manager, but I saw, here it is.
Someone mute their phone, please.
Mr. Williams? There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Under municipal building, you have fuel tracking system installed in March. I know that's always been a point of contention when we were looking at how much fuel was being used. Is that tracked by department, by car, by whether or not it's for the police department or for service department? Do you have any idea how that's set up to track?
Councilwoman Key, I'm going to defer to Donna Pope to answer that question. Donna, are you available to answer that question, please? I think she just came off of mute.
I'm
Donna?
here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the tracking system was going to be purchased to track the police and the service department. The system has not actually been bought. We have not purchased that yet.
Is there a reason why the system was not purchased, Donna?
We purchased the fuel tank first, and then the tracking system was actually on a wish list. So we purchased the one that we needed the most first.
Can you share the difference in price, or do you remember?
The price for the tank was ballpark figure of $3,700. The tracking system is $8,000. It has been placed in 2021's budget though.
Okay.
Thank you. And then I have one more question, Madam Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
It says a lot cleanup was held on April 23rd, and all lots cleanup will be delayed until May 20th. Did we just have? Can you help me on that? Did we have lots that were cleaned up on the 23rd, and we have more that's coming? And it could just be the way I'm reading it. It's just weird the way I'm reading it. Like which lots were cleaned up and which lots are going to be delayed? I guess that's my question.
So we had one lot cleaned up on Stephen. I can't remember the address, but Donna, can you give me the address? I think did I write it in my report?
It's 1325 Steph. That's the lot on the right-hand side closest to Lincoln Heights Health Center.
One of the
Lincoln Heights
Health Center, yes.
Okay.
One of the challenges that we have right now without a service department is capacity. So one of the things, and weather, to be honest as well, that is a factor. In springtime, you get a lot of rain, it's unpredictable, it's wet, it's muddy, and all of those things. So what we thought is that we could hopefully have more staff. By May, more people will be willing to come out in better weather and a better coordination. It has been a challenge and a lot of work for, in addition to her other duties, this is something that Donna has been working on, and as well as Derek Williams. But again, they have their own other duties to focus on as well. So, and as we contract some of the mowing of the lawns in the village, which you know that we have quite a few, it lessens the need for a lot cleanup. We have to continue to maintain the appearance of the village, so we can't just sit and wait for a lot cleanup for that to happen. So I think there needs to be a better planning, a strategy around this whole lot cleanup process. So they're doing it on top of their regular duties. This is something extra added on to what they're already doing.
Got it. I was just making sure I wasn't reading it wrong.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was saying all lots, and it does say a lot, so it was just one. Okay. I was like, was it all lots and then all lots again? So, all right. Thank you.
You're
Didn't
welcome.
mean to belabor.
No problem.
I did have a question to ask, and maybe a question that Ms. Pope can possibly answer. I had mentioned to Ms. Powder last week when we began to talk about the grass cutting and the summer months coming. I do know that we used to have the youth program, which we reached out through, I don't know if it was Hamilton County. Is the village in position to reach out and have youth come in and work during the summer? That was basically a supplement or offset with the need to hire during the summer months. Is the village going to participate, or do they have that program still in the city?
I don't know if they have the program this year, and no, we're not in the position to participate because we need that to be under the Public Works Department. So if we have the kids out here, we don't have anybody available right now to supervise them.
Okay. So you would have had to had it all set up earlier in the month,
Yeah.
months back, in order for them to have, because I know they have a specific time that they start, which is right after school ends for the, their summer hiatus.
Yes, and I believe the last time we participated, we went down for interviews. I believe it was in February or March. So the interviews to get the group of kids was held a few months before they actually started. So, and that was through Talbot House, the last one that we used.
All right.
Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but did we have a service department when it was time to do this? It seems like every year we miss out on this opportunity.
No, we had a service department.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. When we had the service department, we should have went on and applied because we didn't know we wasn't going to have one. Every year, our young folks miss out on work and experience. And I'm hoping next year that we can get us some more interns again. Because I think about Sharon. Sharon did this most of her career. And that could be our kids. That's all.
Yeah, I just think it's an opportunity that if we don't do it this year, we need to start earlier to prepare, because that's an experience that our youth look forward to. We may be one of the communities that don't offer that, and we need to look at trying to do that in the future.
Madam Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
And in my conversation with you, I totally agree with you and Vice is saying about we should be trying to bring in the youth and have an opportunity, but I would feel a lot more confident if I had a level of a professional in the role of Director of Public Works to being able to lead a team of youth and giving them meaningful work, transferring knowledge for them to move on and not just do it for one summer, but come back the next summer and the next summer after that. So I totally agree with you, but again, that the safety and the time spent, I want it to be worthwhile for the youth in the village of Lincoln Heights.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Charles Jeter.
We definitely need that department to be on hand because it is a safety issue if there's no real adult supervision. The last time that the youth were working out here, they were all over the place. I don't want to be negative today, but you need supervision. So, and also, I don't know if the program is running this year because listening to Commissioner Reese, she too was trying to figure out a program that they could deal with the kids this summer. So, and the young adults definitely need something to do this summer.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if the program is available.
All right.
We can find out.
Okay. All righty. All right. Is there any more information? If not, is there a motion to accept the village manager's report?
So moved.
Second.
Then moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Nays? Ayes have it. Thank you. Okay. All right. Next will be, I guess, committee reports. It seems like we had already had the law standing committee report, but I do have that on the agenda. I didn't see anything in my report. Ms. Randolph, is there a law committee report we're due to receive? I don't see it.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilman Daniel sent it I'm not sure the exact time, but he sent it this afternoon, and I did email it to council. I just didn't have a printed copy.
No, I didn't see. When I checked my email, I didn't see it because I printed mine. Then Councilman Daniels, are you ready? Are you ready to give your report?
Yeah, please forgive me. I'm reading it from my phone, so I'm trying to make it work with the technology that I have. So the all committee meeting took place April 7, 2021. It was a Wednesday. Members present with myself, Vice Mayor Jenny Stinson, and Village Manager Joyce Powdrill. Just old business from a code enforcement standpoint. When we talk about our code section 9314 dealing with grass cutting response time, Vice Mayor did a good job doing some research, found that in most communities it's somewhere between 8 to 10 inches. And we pretty much realized that our biggest issue is not so much the length, but whether we cite them to court or we find the resident. So it's a conversation we're having out of our law committee. Chair Daniels will continue to keep this an old business for discussion when Councilwoman Mitchell is able to join that discussion. Newsletter information, just information that'll come out in the newsletter out of the law committee. It's just we would like to see the following information. Trash can removal from sidewalks and time schedules. Thank you, Ms. Linda Childs Jeter, for that recommendation. My Brother's Keeper has a senior grass cutting program, as we just talked about that. So for those that are doing, working with Jason Rout, his organization, a former resident, not resident, but former, well, he is a resident, a former service worker for the Village of Lincoln Heights. He has a grass cutting business. So when we have youth that actually need to get some work, we're doing things of that nature to work with him. And then lastly, control fires under controlled section code 91.3, fire prevention. Vice Mayor would like to look this information up in our newsletter as well. So that'll be section 91.3 when we put that in the newsletter as well. So Village Manager Joyce Powdrill requested information about the senior grass cutting program. And so that'll be sent over to her, the administrative assistant, so that can be up on the website. Just the information that dealt with the ad hoc committee / code enforcement update. This is our international property maintenance code and village, dealing with the Village of Lincoln Heights. Village Manager Joyce Powdrill stated that no ad hoc committee has been set up. However, the newly hired village code enforcer is reviewing both codes, and we're happy to have him on the call, Mr. Williams. Thank you. Vice Mayor Stinson recommended that there is no need for an ad hoc committee due to our code enforcer's background. Village Manager Joyce Powdrill and myself also agreed with Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson's assessment. And then finally, Village Manager Powdrill will have the new code enforcer attend the law committee meeting in May. So that'll be the first Monday, Mr. Williams, at 5:30. There was no new business action items. Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson suggested that the fire burning garbage law should be reviewed and placed in the village newsletter, and we'll discuss that in our next meeting. That was my report.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, that was my report.
No, it went dead for a minute.
I'm sorry. Well, yeah, that was my report.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Daniels regarding this law committee report?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
And I thought I saw the report and I read through it, and I can't locate it now, but I thought I saw something that said, this is for clarification, and this is something that I might have a concern with. And I thought I saw something, so Mr. Daniels can address it, is that for the grass cutting for the youth, I thought I saw it said that they have to go to the heightsmovement.org to sign up. Is that correct? Or did I not read that?
No,
I'm sorry?
No, that is correct. That's what the sign up is. So our youth are getting paid through the Heights Movement, our My Brother's Keeper program. So there was no apparatus for, So that's where they go to get signed up. So they get signed up, all their paperwork and all that type of stuff goes through the Heights Movement, so the young folks can get paid. Any other questions?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That was my concern there.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing further, is there a motion to accept the law committee report?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. It's been moved in second. All in favor? Okay. All right. Ms. Randolph, I did locate that as well. So it's been moved in second. All in favor? And we got that. Okay. I do have next the Recreation Standing Committee. Did you send that one? Because that one I did not see. I did not.
Mayor,
Mayor, I don't have a report at this time. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Will you be, so we'll to expect to have that at the next council meeting, the recreation?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Faber. All right, old business. Is there any old business? Okay.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, I know we just voted on Mr. Daniels' report, but I am interested as to why Ms. Key had a concern. And maybe it's something that I need to understand.
I'm sure Ms. Key, did you want to address that?
I can address it based on what I just said, actually, and that was, I read that it said that the individuals who, or the young people who wanted to be a part of that had to sign up through the Heights movement, but it wasn't, and not saying that he had to read his report verbatim, but I had an issue with that. But I wasn't there at the meeting, so all I'm reading is the report. So at this time, I don't have any other issues other than to confirming that that's what I thought I saw on the report that I cannot put my hands on right now.
So, and I know I should have asked this before, but I was just sitting here thinking about it. So is that, Mr. Daniels, in your report, you stated that because you want us to know that Lincoln Heights, that the village is not responsible for the kids. Is that what it's about?
Yes, ma'am. It was in it was a conversation, as what Ms. Joyce actually mentioned earlier. So not to prolong it, but it was in the midst of the conversation. We said that there was already a program kind of established that, where we already paying our young people to kind of get trained up. That kind of no liability is on the village.
Okay.
Also allows us young people to get some good jobs cutting lawns to a private LLC.
Okay, that's that's what I wanted to know. Okay.
Okay, so to my understanding, they'll be doing cutting grass on property that's not owned by the village. Is that my understanding?
No, ma'am. So the only reason that got brought up in that conversation is, once again, Ms. Joyce said that we'll be putting out contracts. I believe she said for different lawn cares and things of that nature. So if one of the contracts that they wanted to permit, if they wanted to work in that nature, if they hired Mr. Rout and his company, one of the key to that as well is that you also get a chance to work with our youth as well. So that was just one of the things that was in the conversation. Once again, like Ms. Key said, they weren't trying to read the report verbatim because we all can read, but yeah, that was just kind of the context of it. It was a quick meeting. We didn't meet that long. It was kind of just a quick conversation between Ms. Joyce, and she was just kind of expressing some of her concerns, some of the needs that she felt that the village could use at the moment in time, especially our service department not being fully functioning, and then especially with the transition of it going into a public works department. We just thought it might have been some assistance there. So.
Okay, so it sounds like it has something it seems like a liability issue or something. That's where my mind was taking.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely want to put, and when I say we, the Heights movement and my brother's keeper does not want to put that on the village of Lincoln Heights. So that's where, once again, all those type of things and the signups and the waivers and making sure the kids get paid and making sure 20% goes into their savings account, all those type of things will be handled through the Heights movement nonprofit 501c3 and the subset of my brother's keeper and the Obama Foundation.
Okay. All right. We're just asking some questions because I'm sure Ms. Powdrill will arrive at whatever decision she sees fit, since she is the village manager, and she is going to make sure that we stay within the liability when it comes to our insurance and what we can and cannot do on our properties. Ms. Powell, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Well, I just want to make it clear that I think, and I feel like I have to make this statement, is that in everything that I do or I think about doing, I always think about the risk, the reputation. I think about the village. It's top of mind. And I never would want to even put the village in a situation where, and where we are in terms of staffing, to bring on youth and we can't really fully oversee what they're doing and jeopardize the credibility of the village. And so I think, again, it goes back to having the competencies and the capabilities inside of the village to be able to lead an effort like that on behalf of the village of Lincoln Heights. And I think that we can do that and ensure the safety of the youth of Lincoln Heights and ensure that they are getting some knowledge that they get the next year to say, no, I'm not working for you. I need a contract from you. So to have those kind of learnings in that process, that's what I'm looking for. Having the opportunity to train these kids to, if they want to be an entrepreneur, or if they decide they want to go to college, that they'll have an opportunity, they have a skill set to make some money on the side, to feed themselves or support themselves while they're going to college, whether if they decide I'm just going to go to get a certificate, but to give them an opportunity to better themselves and to lead that in that effort.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that. Okay, if there's nothing further, we're going to go straight into new business. Is there a motion in order for resolution number 2021 R8, resolution authorizing the village manager to apply for a community development block grant for free public Wi-Fi during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Motion to read by title only. I'm sorry.
You're good. I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to read by title only of resolution number 2020 R8. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell is absent. Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 aye votes. The motion passed. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, resolution number 2021-R-8. Resolution authorizing the village manager to apply for a community development block grant for free public Wi-Fi during the COVID-19 pandemic. Sorry about my voice.
All right. Any questions? Any questions? If there's no questions, is there a motion to suspend the rules of resolution 2021 R8?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell is absent. Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion passed.
Okay.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I know we're going through this procedure. Ms. Randolph, are you going to be okay?
There's something wrong with my throat.
You had that shot on Friday, so. You
But
okay?
there's just something wrong with my throat.
Yeah,
I'm just drinking water.
okay.
All right. We almost do. We got 2 more. You're gonna be okay, Ms. Randolph? Okay. All right. Is there a motion for passage of resolution 2021 R8?
So moved.
Second.
She wanted to hear, who gave the first?
Linda.
Second?
Stinson.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes, yes,
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mitchell is absent. Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion passed.
Motion in order for, okay. Motion in order for the emergency clause of resolution 2021 R8.
So moved.
motion,
It's been,
Second.
okay, it's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
yes,
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell is absent. Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion passed.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go into, is it miscellaneous business? It was amended to start with miscellaneous business.
I have some miscellaneous business, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make a motion. Wait a minute. I have a motion I'd like to make, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to allow the village manager to submit a grant application in the amount of $8,500 to the Hamilton County Department of Planning on Friday, April 30th.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
yes,
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell is absent. Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion passed.
Okay. All right. Next is, we have listed for executive session.
Oh, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss purchase of property.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Let me get some water.
Okay,
Mayor, you can do that.
okay.
Madam Mayor.
Roll call.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it, Miss Randolph.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right. Okay. Roll call. Phyllis Baber,
yes,
Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Tanya Key,
Yes.
Laverne Mitchell, absent. Vice Mayor Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey, yes.
Madam Mayor,
It's been, yes, ma'am.
are we inviting the village manager in?
Yes, ma'am. We'll have to, we're gonna invite Ms. Powdrill. And the vote was 6 and 1 absent. All
Mayor, do
right.
we have a separate breakout room or a separate Zoom link for this?
No, I was hoping that you gave one. Since you had sent the email, I thought you had,
I can set one up. I'll send it out to everybody. It's 8:44. So about 8:55, you'll have it, okay?
okay.
Do we need Ms. Randolph to stick around for this, or can she be relieved for right now?
She could be relieved.
Yeah, because I know how that feels, and it's not a good feeling. Even though she says she's okay, she is not.
No, you take care of that, Miss Randolph.
All right, so I'm going to
Alright.
send a link out to all council members, Ms. Powdrill and Ms. Kajawa, okay?
Okay.
All right,
right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Deepak,
Yes, ma'am.
you sent it to which email?
I was just going to hit reply all to an old email. How about if I, what
It's
does
okay.
the
It's
council
okay.
packet that comes out to you, is that a good email for you?
Whichever one. I just thought you knew which one you was gonna send it in. I can go to both.
Okay, you'll have it in about
If I
5
don't
minutes,
find it in
okay?
one, I find another. Mayor, would you text me, let me know that the link has arrived so I know where to go?
All right, it'll be about 5 minutes and you have it.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, about 10 minutes and you have it, sorry, 8:55.